I'm Dave Foley, and I'm on Don't Be Alone with Jake Hogan. And there doesn't seem to be a way out.
Don't be alone with Jake Hogan.
Hey everybody, welcome to Don't Be Alone with Jake Hogan. I am Jake Hogan and you are you, and I'm thrilled that you're here. It's so exciting to have all the positive comments I've been getting from people all around the internet for the show, and I really appreciate it. And if you could do me the favor of showing your appreciation of the show by subscribing to the show on YouTube or Spotify or Amazon or Apple or wherever you listen to the show, please do subscribe, because that really helps us. If you want to, even better, share the show with somebody. A particular episode you think will do somebody else good to listen to, please feel free to share it. And also, we've got this new Substack, the Jake Hogan Substack, that's going to be all about Don't Be Alone with Jake Hogan. There'll be special materials about the show and special bits about the show that you didn't get to hear on the show. Extra material, free to you, just by joining my Substack. What could be bad? Thank you very much for all of that and for all of you being here. Please write to me at dbawjk@gmail.com if you want to tell me your compliments or your criticisms or your suggestions. I'm here to listen, and I love having a conversation. Today, we have a very special guest and a great show. My friend Dave Foley is here. Dave was on our show at the very beginning of the show, but he was on by Zoom, and now he's here in person in Los Angeles, and it's exciting to sit down and talk with him about all the things he's doing, including both of us getting older, both of us having a strong friendship, the idea of what good comedy is. We're going to talk about extraterrestrials. We're going to talk about physics. He's a really interesting guy, and he's a guy I care very much about, one of my best friends. I hope you like him as much as I do. We'll be right back with Dave Foley right after this.
Don't be alone with Jake Hogan.
Dave Foley.
Yeah, what?
Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks for having me, Jay.
Thanks for being here.
Thank
You're
you.
the only guest that I've ever had on my show that was on a monitor.
Yes, you weren't sure about having people at the time.
I didn't like it.
No.
I did not like it. I like this much better.
It's better, yeah, because I know I do a podcast where it's almost all on online.
Yeah.
With people, which isn't as much fun.
And you came in especially today because we had a guest that canceled.
Yes.
And so I thank you. I did a lot of prepping for the guest. So what's it like to teach at Cambridge University?
Oh, well, okay. Well, of course, like all universities now, it's an experience packed full with fear, never knowing which of your students is going to sell you out to the man.
Right.
And what do I teach?
Hester Augustine is a professor of history at Cambridge
history.
University, specializing in Russian.
Russian history.
Yeah,
Oh, well, this is a terrible time to be teaching Russian history because it makes people feel bad about their tendencies to want to be a dictator.
Anyway, Hester.
Yes.
Tell me about the Battle of Narva of 1700.
Battle of Narva?
Yeah.
Which, of course, was fought by a giant lion.
Uh-huh.
Who could talk, and 3 adorable children.
You may be thinking of Narnia.
What? No, I don't think so.
Narnia.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. I've seen the battle map. I've seen the map. Goes through a wardrobe.
Again, you might be thinking of the.
I'm pretty
the
sure you're
Narnia.
wrong, Jay.
All right, I don't know.
I don't like to point it out in front of your people.
You were here not long ago on our show, one of the very first interviews we did, and we did it on video. And the reason why I didn't like video and I like the in-person Don't Be Alone with Jake Hogan is because there's a different sense of being when I'm with somebody. It's actually interesting because you live in New York City. Mm-hmm. And I love you, and I never get to see you when you're in New York, and I barely get to talk to you. But when you're in LA, it's like, oh, I feel connected again.
Yeah, it's so much better to be a visitor because we would ignore each other all the time when I lived here.
Well, not unless one of us called each other. But I'm just thinking it's so nice.
No, it's
your
wonderful.
your presence is a nice thing to have in our lives.
Yeah, I think there's definitely an energy of human beings being in a space together,
right?
Which gets amplified in when it's two friends, it's a great thing.
Right.
It can be amplified if you're at a sporting event or
Right.
a political rally.
Yes.
Just that there's an energy to
I've-
human beings being around each other.
I definitely feel that, and I appreciate it, and I cherish it. So that's good. So the bottom line is, when are you coming back to Los Angeles?
I don't. Well, probably not long away.
All right.
Yeah, probably because I might have come back this April, but I was on the road and my lease renewed in New York.
Okay.
So that felt like a trigger that I couldn't unpull.
Yeah, I mean, showbiz is as shitty on both coasts, isn't it?
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's no work out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on back and enjoy the fun, the sunny California life.
Yeah. No.
Nice.
Look. There isn't really any place I love more than Los Angeles.
Well, one of the things that feel very strongly about, and you have your own podcast about, which is the thought that there's life outside of the Earth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of people would agree to that.
All right.
But
what's the controversial part then?
Well, I'm of the opinion that there's non-human life on Earth, non-human intelligence on Earth.
That's not just like agents and managers. You're talking about other.
No. We're talking about some species of intelligence.
Okay, and where
far
they
in advance of us that
are
is here.
hanging out here.
Yeah.
Okay, and are they visible to us?
Yep. Yeah.
So and are they posing as us?
Apparently some are. Yeah.
Okay.
According to a lot of people from military and intelligence.
Why would they be doing that? Just to observe us, or to take over, or to hang out, or
I don't
a place
know.
to live?
I don't know, but I mean, they seem to have been here for thousands of years.
Right. So is this like Boca Raton for somebody? Like they come to Earth and to hang out for?
I don't know. There's also the possibility that they evolved here as well.
Right.
Perhaps before us, and just live quite sequestered from us.
Well, I mean, what's the evidence of these other cats hanging out?
That they've recovered fair number of actual craft
Right.
that aren't human.
Okay. And how do we know they're not man-made, but just different seeming, engineered differently than what we'd expect?
Because they can't figure out what they do or how to make them do it.
Okay.
We're talking about things that have no means of propulsion, no flight surfaces, no control surfaces, and they seem to be able to fly faster than anything we can build, and they don't seem to be affected by inertia.
They're not subject to the rules of physics, and they're not anything that engineering wise that we would understand.
Yeah, engineering wise, there's nothing. We don't even have the materials like David Fravor, who was a Top Gun pilot who chased a UFO in 2004 off the coast of LA, or more off the coast of San Diego, really.
Mm-hmm.
And he still works in top secret tech as a private individual. But, and he said, we don't have the material science to build anything like these things. We can't make materials that could survive the stresses, never mind having humans in them.
Right.
Because they said like the way they maneuver would turn anyone inside into soup. And he said, but beyond that, beyond like something like 7 Gs, everything we build, I think maybe it's 8 Gs, we build basically flies apart.
And are we sure that the beings inside these crafts are not soup?
They don't seem to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
If they were just soup.
If there was even a trail of croutons.
We'd know something.
We know something. But yeah, that's the thing is we don't, at least in the public, we really don't know much about what it is. Most people just, I'm talking about even people deep in intelligence in the military,
right?
Just say, well, we know something is happening, but we don't know what it is.
So what do we do with this information? What are you doing on your podcast and all your people? What are you doing with this information?
The main thing is just making people aware that it's real. Mm-hmm. And for me, one of my main objectives is to try and combat the tremendous amount of trauma and damage that the stigma has inflicted on people for generations. People who have addressed the UFO story going back to at least 1952, have had their lives ruined. Had marriages destroyed, children turning on parents, parents turning on children, careers.
You don't need aliens for that.
No,
That happens
careers,
anyway.
Yeah, careers destroyed.
Yeah.
Suicides, murders are all connected to the stigma, and the stigma was deliberately created by the CIA in 1952 after a scientific panel was formed called the Robertson Panel, and they basically were. It was after Washington D.C. had been swarmed over 2 consecutive weekends, was swarmed by multiple UFOs. The Capitol building and the White House were both swarmed, and fighter pilots were sent out to try and chase them down and couldn't. They were tracked on radar, and it was huge news. It was like a cover of all the newspapers. Life magazine wrote about it. Look magazine wrote about it, and the government formed this panel to say, well, what can we do about this? And their conclusion was, well, we can't do anything about the UFOs.
Right.
So the next best thing is let's create an environment where no one will talk about it.
Okay.
So let's debunk every story, no matter what. Let's have a program of character assassination. Let's have, ridicule.
But the government does so many things badly. Why did this work out so well?
Because the intelligence community is good.
Yeah.
and it's worked in other things too. I mean, to me, when I heard about that, I immediately thought about like Noam Chomsky's book, The Manufacturing Consent, which talks about exactly the same thing. Like he said, you don't really have to censor or threaten, editors of newspapers or journalists. All you have to do is convince them that sensible people talk about this, and nonsensible people talk about this. And once you create that environment, newspapers, media, and individuals will police themselves because they don't want to be the crazy people talking about the crazy stuff.
What do you think they're abducting people for?
Why do we tag whales and seals and lions and rhinoceroses?
At a certain point, if they've been here thousands of years, millions of years, how much more tagging is there?
People talk about that. There's evidence that they've been here for thousands of years, but that's an assumption that they exist in time the same way we do. I mean, it's just as likely that they arrived today, but that they arrived today at every single point in time at the same time. So to us, it seems like they've always been here, but they've been here maybe half an hour, and they're just right now going, oh, this doesn't look good. A lot of people comfort themselves with the idea that, well, they haven't destroyed us yet. And I'm going, well, they might just be putting it together.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, what could we do if they wanted to destroy it? Would be
nothing so far.
Right. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, the government has been developing weapons to try and fight UFOs.
We don't call them UFOs anymore, right?
They call them UAP, unexplained anomalous phenomena.
Right.
But going back to the early 70s, they were building electric magnetic pulse weapons, and there's even a paper trail of actually exploding nuclear weapons in the atmosphere to try and take down UFOs.
Right. And
successfully, they did it.
They took down a UFO?
Oh, they've taken down a few of them.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a guy named blank on his first, Malmstrom, but he was an advisor to when he was 27 to John F. Kennedy during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and has been deep in American intelligence and he was supposed to be trying to figure out for the government how to deal with UFOs. And he found out that they had downed one with a nuclear weapon, and then he was told that he wasn't allowed to have access to the information. And
wow. So then the bigger question remains, what's it your business?
Yeah, just because basically the main reason I care about anything is just curiosity and marveling at the capacity of human beings to think about the wrong things all the time.
You've always been kind of a nerd, a science technology nerd.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like I should have gone to college and met with other people sort of interested in science in my, in the way that you perceive it?
Yeah, I would think I would have liked call it. I don't. Maybe I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But then again, just by being famous, I get to meet all those people anyway.
That's true.
I get to meet physicists and philosophers and.
Yeah, I'm not that famous, so I don't get to meet all.
And I'm not even that famous.
No,
so I'm only mildly.
You're
famous.
much more famous than I am.
I'm less famous all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I didn't recognize you coming in here.
I know.
Yeah, that was weird. How do you define the truth in an age where it's very difficult to settle on an agreed upon, I don't know, arbiter of truth?
Doesn't matter if you define the truth. It doesn't seem like that's the case. If you are raising an argument that will cause any level of discomfort or sacrifice,
right,
and that's going to be rejected by half the population,
right,
and they will then vilify the people who aren't rejecting it, as the real enemy, then what difference does truth make?
I don't know. I mean, I wish if we were saying, if we all agree that, okay, the environment is in trouble, and if we don't all band together and do something, all of society will be in great jeopardy.
Yeah.
Which is what everyone's saying.
Yes.
Or a lot of people are saying, and a lot of people are saying, no, that's not true. That it's manufactured, that it's being said because certain people are going to make money off of this proposition that the environment is shitty, and to fix it, certain people will make money. There'll be winners and losers.
Yeah,
it's just not true.
Yeah, no. You hear from idiots all the time saying things like, they told us the polar ice caps were going to melt. Whatever happened to that? And I go, they're melting.
Right.
They're melting.
Right.
Just look at a satellite image of the polar ice caps. They've melted.
But then,
And I'm a Canadian, so I'm very aware of the fact that the Northwest Passage, the thing that explorers searched for and died trying to find throughout history, it exists now.
Right.
And that's why Canada is very concerned about maintaining its sovereignty in the Arctic against the Russians.
Right.
Because now there's this really valuable passageway that never existed before.
Right.
Because it was full of ice.
Right. Not anymore. Thankful. Well, then Canadians are going to win if the environment gets warmer.
That was a Pentagon threat assessment done 25 years ago.
Right.
The Pentagon did a study of climate change 25 years ago, because they do threat assessments on every subject. What is going to, and they basically 25 years ago, the Pentagon came out with a report saying that one of the biggest threats to national security in the U.S. is climate change. And they talked about climate motivated migration from south to north. They talked about increased severity of weather, increased fires, increased flooding, basically everything we're seeing.
Right.
And they also, in their threat assessment, said that in the short term, Canada would be the one country that would benefit from global warming, because Canada will suddenly have longer growing seasons, more livable land, and Canada also already has a huge amount of the world's natural resources. And more than anything, Canada has most of the world's fresh water.
Right. And you need, in the future, we'll all need ketchup flavored potato chips.
Yes.
And if you don't, Canada has a huge number of them.
Yeah. And until you've had a wide array of flavored chips, you cannot call yourself a democracy.
We have more chips now than we did before.
Oh, yeah. We've had them since the 70s.
I thank my brothers to the north.
Yes. We had salt and vinegar and dill pickle, and we even had roast chicken flavored chips in the 1970.
I know. I was impressed with the panoply of chips when I went to Canada.
Yeah.
What's the funniest thing you ever did that you were like so impressed, like that a joke you created or a scene you created, like it still entertains you? It's most of the things I do, I only see the flaws in. Yeah. And I'm sure you're similar, but
I think the stuff in The Wrong Guy that I'm most proud of, I think. I think the jump through the train and the wrong guy is a gag that I'm still when I see it,
Right.
I'm completely happy with it.
This is true. Now, there's a movie called The Wrong Guy. If you may not know, that Dave and I and Dave Higgins and David Steinberg made many years ago. You can see it on YouTube. You can
For free.
and you can subscribe to that if you wanted to. I don't know, but it's pretty funny, and it's filled with a lot of very funny bits, Buster Keaton style gags, as well as other style gags. But this is one of them. Is jumping through the train.
Yeah.
Now this was the setup to it was your character was trying to get onto a train, find his way somehow onto a train to escape because he thinks he's on the run from the police.
Yeah.
And he's not on the run from anybody. That's the whole thing.
Yes.
So at one point he tries to stand on a platform and then jump into a
moving train.
a moving train, and which he does, and we did it, and then he rolls out the other side of the open door of the moving
Yeah.
train. And the funny story about that was the insurance company did not want you to do it, right? The movie company did not want
Yes,
you to
they
do
didn't
that
want
stunt.
they didn't want me to do it. And then the compromise was the funny part because it makes no sense
Right.
at all. The compromise was, okay, you and the stuntman can do it.
Right.
So we'll take turns.
They were
so
afraid of
stuntman
you
would do
hurting
it, then I would do
yourself.
it. Yeah.
But then they said, well, you could do it once, thinking, well, he could have hurt himself that one time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I did it like 3 or 4 times, and so did the stuntman.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Now, we knew when we were filming it that we would never use the stuntman's version.
Yeah. No.
Especially because the stuntmen on that particular movie move very slowly.
Yes.
They were proper stuntmen, and they were concerned about their own safety
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But there's something that drives a comedian to be a little less safe and a little funnier and faster.
Yes, yeah. That's I used to always say the difference. Like if there's a scene where you're going to get hit in the face,
Mm-hmm.
an actor will pretend to get hit in the face. A comedian will get hit in the face.
Right. Which you also did on The Wrong Guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You got slapped in the face by
Jennifer
Tilly.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do comedians insist on getting slapped in the face?
Um,
I mean, because obviously it looks better.
it looks better. We're not very good actors. Maybe
Right.
that's it. Yeah, but it looks better, and your response is more real, so it feels funnier.
I think also there's something about saying a renegade spirit, like fuck it, let's do this for real.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit more punk, or it's a little bit more,
Yeah, there's that too.
you know.
Yeah, but because what else? Because I also I tore the ligaments on my ankle doing in
Right.
The Wrong Guy.
I didn't like actually tearing the ligaments, but we did tear the ligaments. Yeah, that was
Yes.
horrible. You did an amazing jump into a trash bin, like very athletic, very Olympic style.
It was good. A hand flip. A
hand flip, yeah.
Over. Yeah.
Had you done gymnastics? What the fuck?
I did a little bit of gymnastics at school.
Well,
I
you
think
say
more,
that like if we've all done a little bit of gymnastics. I never did a day of gymnastics.
yeah. But I think I just assumed I could do it.
Yeah.
I just assumed, well, if I run towards that bin, I can flip into it.
Well, you did.
Yeah.
It was true. And then on the second or third take, you did it a little bit too much with a little bit more height. And then
I thought it would be funnier if I extended more.
Yeah. And then you smashed your leg on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, fun, ballsy,
Yeah.
but injurious.
Yeah.
All right. So you liked The Wrong Guy jumping through the train.
Yeah. That's one of my
That's
favorite.
one of your favorite bits.
Yeah.
I have many favorite Wrong Guy moments that I'm
Me too.
particularly proud of. One that comes back to me all the time is the joke where he's your character's in the car with the conspiracy theorist who says that he has the no bullet Kennedy assassination theory, where he says Kennedy's head just did that.
Yes.
I think it's a good joke.
It's a
but
great joke.
People love that joke.
I hear that. Yeah. People
Yeah.
tell me, people
Yeah.
repeat that joke to me all the time.
My own son likes that joke. So
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that joke.
Yeah. I'd say probably the things I hear most from people, it is Kennedy's head just did that, and Enema Bag Jones.
Yes. Yes.
Those are the two things that I think people like to repeat the most often.
For a movie that didn't get any release at all in the United States, it's still quite popular.
Yes.
So that's
And it was attacked by the Canadian press.
but now honored by
Yes.
the Canadian press.
Yes.
It's the greatest Canadian comedy
Yes.
according to the same paper that hated it.
Yes, and destroyed our chances of selling it.
Right. All right. How ironic.
Yep.
The Canadians' self-hatred of the self-hatred of the Canadians destroyed their opportunity.
Yes.
When are you guys going to stop that?
I don't know. We're right now we're busy.
That's true.
Right now we're busy shoring up our borders against the American invasion.
I think that'd be an interesting thing if somebody gave the order, if the United States president gave the order, we've got to go in and invade Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people would go.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, the last time it didn't pan out so well.
Yeah.
The last time America invaded Canada.
No, they burned down the White House, right?
Yeah. And Canadians are still very proud of that.
I know.
Yeah.
First time I heard about it was when I visited Canada.
Oh, yeah. Americans don't talk about it
They
much.
didn't teach it in my school.
Yeah.
But when I went to Canada, they told me about, we burned down your White House. I'm like,
Yeah. And also that the Canadian forces were, when they got to the White House, were startled that there was just nobody there.
right.
And they went, well, and so they said, well, as long as we're here, let's have something to eat, then burn the place down.
Right. You're very funny. You're one of the funniest guys I know. And where do you think your humor comes from? Are your brothers is your family funny?
My family loved comedy.
Right.
Not that didn't necessarily mean they were funny. My family all thought my older brother Michael was the funny one.
Right.
Which I contest to this day. But comedy was really important. Like that's the thing
Right.
That's the thing.
How many series did Michael do?
Mike, few, very
Okay.
few.
Well then,
Yeah.
all right.
But I did.
Objectively, then you might
Yeah,
be funnier.
I did a little more. Yeah.
All right.
But watching comedy was one of the things that our family would do that gave us a break from fighting with each other.
Okay.
So that was very important.
Well, the fighting with each other can also produce at least a certain amount of comedic spirit.
Well, I think terrible childhoods,
Yeah.
help out quite a bit.
But everybody has a terrible childhood.
Yeah, some are worse.
And trauma manifests itself not always in somebody being super funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes it manifests itself in just being a total wreck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you can be both.
Right. But I don't think that necessarily a lot of things had to come together for you to sort of get to the Rivoli Theater and be the funny guy.
Yeah. I think there's I think some of it is I think it's just innate.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who are just funny throughout their entire lives. I was funny in junior kindergarten.
Right.
But in those days it took the form of me recreating Jerry Lewis bits.
Right. So that was an early superpower. That was an early thing that you could do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was doing pratfalls in junior kindergarten.
Me too, but I was doing more to try and impress my dad maybe than my friends, but I probably did for both.
Even in junior kindergarten, I was mostly to impress girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't wind up impressing a lot of girls, I got to be honest.
Yeah.
They did not like the humor of the Jake Hogan.
Yeah.
And today, all that is exactly the same.
Yeah, but you got a wife.
I got a wife who also doesn't like the humor of Jake Hogan.
No, I know, but you got a wife.
That's true.
You go home and there's somebody there.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm just saying.
For whatever reason.
I think I know I tell my daughter who is in love and it starts because she's my daughter gets anxious about it and goes, maybe am I too young? Is that happening too soon?
Right.
And I go honey, no, that's the goal, and
right.
Being in love is the goal.
Being in love is the goal. And even if it's in love for now, it's still the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you happen to fall in love at 21, 22,
right,
and that's the person you stay with for the rest of your life, you won.
Right.
Everything else is just ornamentation.
All right. So I have a serious subject to ask because we're going to end soon. And I'm trying to find something interesting. So you and I, as I said, same age.
Yeah.
We couldn't be more different in so many ways. Just my upbringing and your upbringing, very different.
Yes.
And yet I feel probably closer to you than any person on earth in terms of emotionally and connected and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we are both 62.
62. I'm 62.
Yeah. 62. Yeah. And we're looking out at the future of another maybe 20 years of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe more, maybe less.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to? What should we be aiming at, you and I, as friends, together and separately? What should our lives be aiming? Should we be working harder to be creative? Should we be working harder to find joy, to friendship, help our kids? What should we be doing?
I don't know. I think at this point, looking forward is a mug's game. I mean, look, we've earned the right to just keep looking back.
Is that right?
Don't you think? Let's just be satisfied with the things we've done.
We've done some really shitty things back there. I'm trying to avoid. I want to put those.
Yeah, but we've done some great things.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know how many people you and I collectively have made laugh in the world? It's in the millions.
It's in the hundreds for sure.
Yeah. It's The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Frasier.
Yeah.
What else? Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
What other shows did you work on?
Lots of shows.
Yeah.
But I mean, all right. And you've got the Kids in the Hall show, and
Kids in the Hall,
the
and News Radio.
right?
Yeah.
And it's Pat.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
But yeah. So we've made. That's a pretty good legacy.
Sure.
Done.
Okay.
From here on, I don't care.
That's looking backwards.
Yeah, because it's a better way to look.
All right, but
looking forward is.
But
just,
we don't have to do anything to look backwards.
We don't have to. But we don't have to do anything.
We have to move.
Just have to earn a living, I guess, until we don't have to do that.
A little bit of time left to do something.
Yeah.
What should we be doing?
I don't.
Sometimes we talk about writing something and trying to make something.
Yeah.
That takes energy.
Yeah. I would it would be nice. I mean, that's like, I remember at one point I thought, I thought it would be fun to do something with the Kids in the Hall again. Because, because I've been doing a bunch of stuff that's not all that great. And I thought, well, it'd be nice to do something that I think is really good.
Right. And you did.
Yeah, we did. And I was very happy with that. Yeah.
The Kids in the Hall reboot, I think I may have said it before, I'll say it again, is one of the best reboots of anything I've ever seen ever. Monty Python tried to do it a bunch of times, didn't come out so good.
No.
Other groups that you sort of, because you were sort of always watching them saying, it's more nostalgia, makes me nostalgic for what they did before. Your group created something new, acknowledged your age, acknowledged all that stuff, but still did something forward and funny that was in and of itself great.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, really totally impressed. I was so impressed. In fact, I told all the members of the Kids in the Hall, even the ones I don't get along with.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I'm really proud of it. And and it's one of the things I wish the Kids in the Hall as a group where I think most of us are happy with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that was a fun thing. And it was definitely, I think we were on guard against nostalgia.
Yeah.
And we still had the same kind of filter in the room, which is 4 other guys. If they don't laugh, you don't get to do it.
Right. But it was it was smart and wonderful and funny. So, okay. So you wanted to get together with Kids in the Hall and you did it.
And I would still like to do, it would be fun to do something really good again. Like maybe one more really good project before I die.
Just one?
That'd be good.
We got 20 years.
Yeah. Might take. Well, look, if I don't do it in the next 10, it's not happening.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to do that great project in my 80s.
Yeah, maybe not. I hope so. I don't know. I know comedy's a young man's game.
Yeah.
Entertainment's probably a young man's game. But I still feel like there's something. I still feel like we have a certain amount of energy left.
Yeah.
And a certain amount of thing. And I would imagine, like if I told my dad, who's 91, we're going to start working on a show, I think my dad would be great.
Yeah.
I think we'd do, honestly,
Yeah.
I think we'd be really funny and really be sharp and write some really funny jokes.
Yeah. Well, I have no doubt that we're capable of it.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I care that much about it.
Maybe that's it. You'll have lost the passion for it.
I'd more just that it's not the thing that I think will fulfill me in life.
So what is the thing that will fulfill you in life?
I think I think it goes right back to, I think being in love would be nice.
Okay.
I think.
But what if you're unlovable?
Well, that's clearly the case.
Okay. So then what's second best after that? No. Of course, you can find love and you will find love, because part of what your issue is figuring out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Who you are and what you need and what you're willing to sort of say yes to and what you're willing to say no to. And, you've done a bit of work on yourself lately.
Yeah. There's always a chance that the one of the bigger problems might be that I know myself too well.
Why?
Because you can convince yourself of a lot of things if you don't know yourself. Like
Right.
you can convince yourself you're in love or that someone loves you
Right. Okay.
if you're not self-aware. Whereas now, and that, at the age I am now, and with what I know about myself,
Right.
it's harder. Even looking back on life, I go, oh, okay, I was wrong there.
Is love to you only sort of the overwhelmed passion, that
no.
thing?
No,
Okay,
no.
right. That's a child's version of love,
No.
a teenager's version. Now, what is love to you?
To me, love is having a home where there's someone that you're happy to see every day.
Mm-hmm.
That you get to go to sleep with at night, and you get to wake up with in the morning. And,
Someone who knows you and connects with you.
and knows you and likes you.
Yes.
And looks at
They're
you.
not going to like you all the time.
No, but they look at you, and you can see the affection in their eyes, and the affection is in your own eyes without
Yeah.
any effort.
Yeah.
And that you don't and I think that's it. It's just that it's an easiness more than anything.
Yeah. So, Dave, it's time for listener mail.
Okay.
Now it's time for listener mail.
Dear Jay and guest, I grew up in a family that was not very demonstrative physically or verbally. Consequently, I don't feel entirely comfortable showing affection either physically with hugs, also with saying I love you. I sign all my letters with love, but in person, it makes me feel awkward. Should I just accept this, or should I break down the habitual fears and start hugging people and telling them I love them, even though it feels uncomfortable?
Oh, my answer is definitely push through it.
Okay.
Hug everybody.
Yeah.
Because I was the same way. I used to be very uncomfortable with. I would always be afraid of who do I hug and who do I not hug?
Right.
And if I hug the wrong people, will they think I'm weird?
Mhm.
Now it's just now
about
also
now?
ask. I'll ask.
Right.
I'll say, do you mind if can I hug you?
Right.
If I want to hug someone.
Right. I mean, because now in work environments, you're not supposed to hug people.
Yeah, which is a shame.
I don't ever initiate a hug, ever. Like
Yeah.
as a boss, even if I said, "Can I hug you?" that would be a violation
Yeah.
of somebody. So I would never say that.
which is I think a classic over adjustment.
Right.
Because hugging's a nice thing.
It is.
And telling people you love them is a nice thing.
It is, but there is a power dynamic, and so if you feel like I don't want to be hugged, but I have to let my boss hug me,
Yeah.
that's also not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was great when I was the boss. You know what I'm saying? No, yeah, I get that. But I'm a kind of a huggy person, and I'm very careful not to be first to initiate the hug.
Yeah.
with especially with the gals,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
ladies.
See, I've become more huggy as I've gotten older because just I guess part of it is just I live less fearfully.
Yeah.
Of what people think of me. And I think that, being able to express affection and show affection.
Do you tell? I mean, obviously, you tell your family you love them, but do you tell? How often do you tell people you love them?
The people I love all the
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
All the time. I mean, how often do I tell you I love you?
We say it often to each other.
Yeah. And we hug. We
Right.
hug all the time.
But I will say that I tell you that told you that for years. We're very good friends. There are people that I don't see very often that I want to say I love you more to.
Yeah.
That I don't necessarily feel as close to. But
Yeah.
I'll say it anyway, or try to,
Yeah.
or try to connect with people on that level, even though it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable, even though it may feel awkward at first. Everybody wants to be loved, right?
Yeah, and and it's not like you've got this vat of love.
Right.
And once you exhaust it, I should have saved some for my children.
Right.
You don't lose anything by expressing love.
Right. I guess it's
there should be a baseline of love for everyone.
Right.
And then if there are people that really go out of their way to make you think, I'm that's wasting it on them.
Right.
Then then withhold it.
I don't walk in immediately loving everybody. Do you?
I think I'd like to.
I know, but I mean,
Yeah.
just that's not how my brain works. Like I want to know somebody first before I decide. They're entitled to their humanity. They're entitled to politeness and kindness. But my love, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not withholding from it, but I don't know. I feel like I have to know them first.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I kind of for the most part, even though people think I'm very cynical, I think I go with a base of wanting to have a certain base level of love,
Right.
and for anyone I meet as a human being.
Would you argue that you're not cynical though?
Oh, I would. I'm very idealistic.
Okay.
And very, and in some ways, sentimental. Not very sentimental, but definitely idealistic.
Right.
Optimistic.
You are, but also you're somebody who sees the power structures and sees, things are stacked against us in a lot of ways. So I don't know if that's cynicism or.
Well, no, I think you can be. I mean, I don't think optimism without knowledge is of much value.
Right.
Without you have to, because if you just think everything is going to be great and that comes out of a complete lack of paying attention to the world.
Right.
That's not very valuable.
All right. Well, that was from. There's another question.
Okay.
Here from Denise. I live in LA for about 10 years. I remember that there was a pilot season where people would present their shows to the studios. It was so stressful. I never did work like that, but I had many friends who were actors who did. My question is, how has it changed besides sending in videos instead of going into audition?
Yeah, I remember.
That's from Denise.
I remember being here with the kids in the hall performing at UCLA, the theater, Royce Hall. And a friend of ours from Toronto was there and came to the show. We were startled to see him, and he said, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "Oh, I'm in town for pilot season." And we all laughed. Pilot season? What the hell is that? We'd never heard of such a thing. And then of course, spending the next 30 years living through it.
Right. It was a thing.
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
And for decades they kept saying it was going to end. The pilot season was going away, and they would start casting year round. Shows would launch year round and cast year round, and that never happened.
No.
And now what they've done, instead of they haven't pilot season now doesn't exist only because show business no longer exists.
Right. And shows that are made are generally made and not pilots. They're just picked up to be made.
Yeah.
They don't make pilots so much anymore.
Yeah, and you don't, and then they just make all of them.
Yeah, they try. They try, but I mean,
which also isn't as many. They only make 8.
Right, they make a very few amount of shows.
Yeah,
and it has changed because a lot of people used to make their money on pilots. They would do a pilot and the show wouldn't go, but they would have enough money to last for another year or two based on having gotten a pilot.
Yes,
that infrastructure of money no longer exists.
Yeah, yeah,
which is why bank robbing is so much more lucrative.
Yes, yes.
So I mean,
and you actually get SAG benefits.
That's true.
As a bank robber now.
So it's always bank robbing season, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
No, it has changed, and show business doesn't exist. But I was talking about this with a friend of mine recently. The new paradigm needs to be: we need to make our own stuff.
Yeah.
And so, and yes, you have to lower the budget and do something that's doable. But at the same time, then we can reap the rewards if they somehow get an audience. That's the problem. It's somehow getting the audience.
Yes.
To see.
Well, yeah, because you got these people like on YouTube who have these huge followings, and then they are all starting to branch out into bigger productions.
Right.
And in many ways, they're replicating the earlier days of show business, where you have 1 or 2 people making a lot of money and paying everybody else nothing, and no one gets residuals, benefits. Yeah. Nobody gets union, it doesn't count towards union membership. Right. And so basically we're that mode of making it yourself sounds great, but
I don't think it sounds great. I just think it's what's left to us.
Yeah. But for the most part, it becomes this mode of production that is maybe benefits 1 or 2 people.
If you make something
lucky.
amazing, if you're lucky,
and
I think it's a lottery ticket. It's a lottery. You can make something wonderful and not be seen, and you make something wonderful, and somehow it starts something.
Yeah, and also there's and again, I'm old, but when I look at stuff that, like, even sometimes my daughter will show me stuff that gets millions of views and that is really popular, and I'll look at it and go, that's terrible.
Right.
Like, it's not well written, not well performed, not well shot.
You're old.
Yeah. And in fact, there seems to be a bias against quality.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
Like quality itself is suspect.
Right, because the guerrilla feel of it means it's authentic.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I can do that. I can do something shitty looking.
Yeah.
I can make that happen.
I don't know.
Nobody-
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
I think you'll cave into wanting to be good.
Maybe. All right, Dave. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. I love you.
I love you too.
And I'm very proud that
you have permission to hug me when this is over.
Okay, and I will do that. And I'm very happy that you're my friend. I'm very happy you're in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And I'm very sad when you're in New York.
Yeah.
But it's all right. It's all right. You live your life.
I'm vaguely sad wherever I am. So
you live your life. You do you. But know that we love you here in Los Angeles.
Yeah. And for anyone wondering, Los Angeles is one of the greatest cities on earth.
It is. I love our friendship. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you.
Me too. Because many years ago, in the writing offices of the Kids in the Hall show, one of the few things that we would all stop and do together was watch The Simpsons. And I would read your name at the end of every episode.
It's interesting because we at The Simpsons many years ago used to stop and also watch The Simpsons.
Yes.
So we have a lot in common. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here in person too. That was a nice change of pace versus the old show, which And thank you for being here. Please write to me at dbawjk@gmail.com. If you have comments, suggestions, subscribe to this show when you can on the YouTube because I need more subscribers. Subscribe to my Substack, Jake Hogan at Substack. It's JAYKOGEN. Just spell it right. You'll find me. Look me up. And when you get a chance, have a conversation with somebody in person. It'll make you less lonely and it'll give you happiness. And I'll see you next time.
Don't be alone with Jay.